So just a little change of plans. I had to duck back to the hotel to get... It's okay, it comes out, M. And I wanted to get a cab back to where I was, but this young cabbie has picked me up and he said, don't bother going to the market. I'm going to take you to where the festival's at. There's a festival on at the moment. It's a really important Khmer festival that's happening in Trà Vinh. Actually, yesterday was the last day of the boat races. I missed those. Yesterday was a bit of a day of missing things by just that much. Anyway, it seems like when you sort of miss things, you kind of gain things every now and then. So he's just taken it upon himself to drive me out to wherever this festival is, which I think is just up here. Alright, so funny how things end up, hey? My plans have changed dramatically. Good job on his behalf. He brought me out here for a little extra fee, so that's one way to, sell someone up. But that's okay, it's alright, it's only $5, but now I'm out here. So there's some amazing temples though by the looks. Have a look at that. This is apparently the most famous temple in Trà Vinh. But I haven't eaten yet and I haven't had a coffee. I'm pretty keen to try something to eat and then go and check out what's happening around here.
Here at Chua Ang, I get the feeling that the heart of the Khmer community in Trà Vinh beats strongest during Ok Om Bok. It's the Moon Worship Festival marking the end of the rice harvest, which takes place on the full moon of the 10th lunar month each year. Before the cabbie decided to take things into his own hands and drop me here unexpectedly, I had planned to come out here this evening to this stunning pond, because tonight's the last night of the festival, and I'm told that as dusk arrives, families gather here with trays of young rice, coconuts and sweet bananas to give as thanks to the moon for protecting their crops. And as you can already hear, there's music.
I think these guys just over here have the loudest speaker I've ever heard in my life. But they are competing with the Duf Duf Club across the pond. Oh my God.
But in the evening, colourful lanterns are apparently released and there's a carnival atmosphere that's something to be experienced. Well, as it turns out, I'm going to have to come back for it another time. I don't think I'll make it back here twice in one day, especially as heavy rain is forecast for tonight. Just beside the Ao Ba Om Pond and its sacred lotuses is Chua Ang, one of the oldest Khmer Buddhist temples in the Mekong Delta. Built in the 10th century, it's not just a place of worship, but a cultural anchor, where young people learn traditional dance, language and stories, and where monks guide the community through life's important stages. And obviously, at festival times like this, people combine a visit to the temple and then enjoy the festivities going on around the lake.
I've just realised that I've come into the complex without long pants on. Obviously this wasn't planned. I blame the taxi driver. He brought me here, but no one said anything and I've gestured to people, so it seems to be okay, but I'm just not going to go into the main temples Yeah, I think it's best that I don't do that. But how about this, hey? I'm not a spiritual person in any sense, but coming here, you can really feel something. It's beautiful. Alright, so I've just about done a lap around the pond here. It's an amazing space, isn't it? It's like one of the best spaces I've ever been to, I think, where there's a festival being held. The trees are amazing. I don't think I've seen so many lotuses in the one spot in all my life. And the people, I mean, just the diversity in the faces is enough for me today to, you know, tick this one off as a winner. If you'd kidnapped me and dropped me here and said this was Cambodia, how are you? If you'd kidnapped me and dropped me here and said I was in Cambodia, I'd believe you. You know, I don't think I've ever been to a place in Vietnam where it kind of feels almost like another country. The culture here is strong, the Khmer culture here is strong, the Vietnamese culture here is strong as well. The people are multilingual, and increasingly there seems to be a lot more people speaking English. So it's just a really fascinating and worthwhile place to visit. The only thing is, I haven't had anything to eat yet. A lot of the food here is kind of your typical fairground kind of stuff, you know, sausages and other sort of fried and deep fried goodies, probably more suitable for kids. So I think what I'm going to do is head back into town and see if I can find something to eat, maybe have a coffee and plan what I'm going to do tonight. All right.
But just before I book another cab to leave the precinct, I notice nestled by the pond and the temples, this attractive looking building. It turns out it's the Museum of Khmer Ethnic Culture, a tribute to the Khmer community and what turns out to be a little gem of a find. Built in 1995, this two-storey building covers more than 1,700 square metres on a 1 hectare site, set beneath the shade of the magnificent trees found all around here. Its architecture beautifully blends traditional Khmer motifs with modern design. Now, I'm no expert or enthusiast, and most definitely not an architect, but I've seen shapes like these before in Saigon's amazing modernist buildings. So it appears some of that style, or is it postmodernist? I have no idea, has been borrowed to create this. It's almost like those who commissioned the building said it must immediately look Khmer at first look, but at the same time be functional, breezy and cool in an environment where air conditioning is either not practical or not possible. This museum was built not just for tourists, but as a cultural cornerstone for the local Khmer community, preserving their heritage, educating younger generations, and showcasing the deep roots of Khmer traditions in the Mekong Delta. This museum really does help anchor Khmer identity in a physical and symbolic landscape, especially given its proximity to the lake and the temple complex. And it really must stand as a source of pride for the local Khmer people.
All right, found a spot in town, not too far from the market and not too far from my hotel. So I'm going to have something to eat here and then take the short walk home before it rains. I'm going to have some bun nuk leo. They tell me that's what I've got to have when I come to Trà Vinh. So I'm going to give that a go and hopefully it goes down well. And then I think I'm going to go back to the room and take a little arvo nap. I've got a feeling these noodles are going to make me sleepy. So
I hope you like this video. It sort of took an unexpected turn, I know, and then it was sort of a case of where do I point the camera next, because those temples were pretty amazing and the festival there was pretty interesting as well. And of course the museum in a lovely building as well, so it's worth checking out. All right, I'm going to get stuck into these noodles. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, G.